American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search for my site. In the final years of my late son's, David's, life, I could feel him pulling me into his family. Most noteworthy is how he trusted me with his anger generating some heated phone calls. Less noteworthy was his curiosity about me. Dad management was his rule. It smothered any kid curiosity in me. And there were times before his death he broke his own rule. His transition with me was incomplete when he died, so dad management outlived him and remains active today. My daughter prohibits me from contacting her, and I have no useful reference to predict if that prohibition will ever be reversed. I no longer predict her next step, which reflects my surrender to my daughter as an adult, fully capable to regulate those who participate in her life and those who do not. I rest with the sense of being a permanent member of the not list. I have an acute sense to predict whether my teenage son will begin to set dad management aside, as his late brother did when he was the age my teenage son is now. This acute sense is prompted by a deadline, because if he leaves his childhood home without allowing me to contact him, then I won't. All this preamble to feature one moment yesterday in the subway tunnel. 3 teenagers stopped their pedestrian movement in the subway and looked at me from what they estimated to be a safe distance. As my attention turned away from my computer, it turned to them, and we began about a 15-minute conversation, including this Twitter pic. Relative to these teenagers, I was in their path, and I could easily turn my attention from my stuff to them. I was also interesting enough for them to stop and ask a lot of questions. If my teenage son is motivated to reach to me, I cannot imagine anything better for me to be doing. 1, sitting on a bucket in his path. 2, free to turn my attention from my stuff to him. 3, being interesting to teenagers. Of all the unorthodox thinking that places me in a bucket in pedestrian traffic, I may have pinpointed my primary purpose. I'm a father. I must humble myself, sit on a bucket, be interesting, not aggressive, and able to spontaneously turn my attention away from my stuff to him. Hallelujah. Amen. Assalamu alaikum, Mazel Tov. This has been Tom Doody, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.